By default, the camera captures a character's entire frame and doesn't move. It's a static camera. One of the major creative challenges in MMD is animating the camera to make the film more engaging. Watch K-pop music videos. Korean camera operators are masters of dynamic camera work. To begin, we'll keep it very simple. Switch to camera mode and scroll through the animation using the left and right arrow keys. Position the camera at around 160 and place a keyframe on it. Click Register in the camera panel. From 0 to 160, the camera is fixed at its default value. Advance the animation to frame 187 and create a closer shot. To do this, we'll zoom in, mouse wheel, and move the camera's viewfinder, middle mouse button, and move. You can also use the zoom and move icons. The viewfinder is the red circle. Record this keyframe by pressing Register on the camera panel or Enter on your keyboard. What we did wasn't zooming in on the camera lens, but rather moving the camera forward. It's not intuitive at first. We'll stay on this shot for a moment. Move to 260, record a keyframe. Then, at the moment Michou is about to jump and go beyond the screen, at 267, zoom out and record another keyframe. As long as you're in camera mode and the camera line is selected in the timesheet, you can quickly move from one keyframe to another using the buttons with a dot. The same applies to the keyboard by pressing Ctrl and the arrow keys. View your masterpiece by pressing Play. Sure, we're not going to win an Oscar for Best Cameraman, but you have to start somewhere. Often, a camera motion is included with the choreography you can buy. At each step, remember to save. You'll increment the version and add a comment. One of MikuMikuDance's greatest strengths is its effects, which are extensions that can be installed and loaded into a project. Obviously, this adds complexity and often introduces bugs, but this is what makes MMD so rich and highlights the importance of its community support. For this introduction to effect, we'll use one of the simplest and most iconic effects, the KiraKira effect. It can be used for sparkling dust, snow, or a shower of petals. An effect is usually loaded using an accessory. Switch to camera mode, go to the accessory manipulation panel, click the load button, and locate the KiraKira.x file in user file, then effects, and finally KiraKira. Ironically, you'll see snow rising towards the sky. It stops moving as soon as you stop moving the mouse. This is low power mode. If you're using a laptop with battery power, this is very useful. Otherwise, you can disable it. To clearly see the snow, we'll adjust this effect. There are generally two methods, either by modifying the accessories parameters, such as RI, SI, and TR, but this isn't very intuitive, or by using a controller that needs to be loaded as a model. Panel, Model, Load, User File, Effect, KiraKira, choose Kira Controller. I translated it because they are often in Japanese. The settings are adjusted via the morphs. In the facial manipulation panel, Other, Part Size Plus, increase the value to get large snowflakes. This way, the cloud is clearly visible. The particle cloud is a large cube that matches the size of the grid. We'll flip it so the snow falls. You need to be in camera mode and select the KiraKira accessory. To do this, we'll switch to accessory movement mode by double-clicking on Local. It revolves around Local, Global Accessory. The top three X, Y, and Z axes are for rotation, and the bottom three are for movement. We're going to rotate it around the blue Z axis. You can also enter values in the panel, 180, or minus 180 degrees. It's upside down, but under the floor. We're going to raise it. Select the bottom z-axis, and by moving the mouse up, the cloud will rise above the floor. It's magic, isn't it? Don't forget to click Register. Now that the effect is in the right place, we'll adjust the other parameters. I'll let you discover them. Remember to click Register after each morph modification. One detail to adjust. There's a crosshair that remains in the middle. That's the controller. To make it invisible, select the Kira controller model. Uncheck DISP, Display, and then Register from this panel. At each step, remember to save. You'll increment the version and add a comment. Congratulations! At this stage, you're no longer a beginner MMDer. You've surely realized that the effects are powerful, full of surprises, but require time and experimentation to master.